Happy New Year. My name is Reverend Kylie Renner, and on behalf of the entire One Spiritual Center community, I want to welcome you here today. Thank you for bringing your love and your light into this space, even though it's chilly this morning. It's not quite as bad as a few weeks ago, so thank you for joining us this morning. I don't know about you guys, but around here it's kind of felt like we've lived a few months since last week. Life is really, really, really full right now. A lot of beautiful things unfolding, just wow, all at once. And I saw some of you guys on New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us for our surprise last-minute holiday party. It was pretty fun connecting, and technology is just amazing. So thank you for Dan and Heidi for putting that together. Sorry if you didn't know about it. Dan called us on New Year's Adam, right? That's the day before the Eve. And said, hey, what do you guys think about getting together? And it was very, very sweet. So Happy New Year. I'm grateful to be here this morning and in all of that fullness of all of the things that are happening in the world right now. And I'm just so grateful to see all of you this morning. We're going to anchor into some prayer this morning because we got work to do together today. We're going to set some intentions. So joining our hearts and our breath today, we just allow ourselves to come present. As we welcome this new year and this opportunity for more choices and freedom and love. I just recognize the power and the presence here in and through and as each of us calling forward from the depth of our being more presence. So I just open into awareness and peace this morning as we make ourselves available to hearing from deep within us exactly what we need to hear. And so I just open this day, knowing that we hear and feel and know exactly what we need to for our greater unfolding. And I just go into this and I let it be. And so it is. As we prepare for another beautiful new meditation from our brilliant John Bartlett, I've chosen a poem by Mark Nepo. It's entitled The Industry of No. He was born in the river of yes, but looking for love wandered into the industry of no, where the no police left warnings of don't, and no ministers preached their morals of can't. And soon he couldn't help himself. He wanted to try on no. So when his dog pawed his shirt, he scolded her no. And when two kids ran a shopping cart into his parked car, he cuffed them no. And when someone he liked started to come close, he let her near but said he wasn't ready. Now he discovered that there were other ways to say no. When he was hired as a no engineer, he was sadly happy to work alone. Steadily, he designed signs that said stop and electronic guns that fired bullets with a muffled no. The work of no kept him very busy. If you called, you heard, I am the engineer of no, and I am not here. If you like, leave no message, and I will gladly send a no reply. He was flooded with calls. The industry of no was so successful, it had to hide its money from the government lest they said no. When he was promoted to find other avenues of no, he rode no planes to no cafes where inventors of no pleaded for no new funding. Soon, there were movies that glorified no and books that pondered why the no God was so insistent on no. And seminars arose where no scholars came vast distances to say, yes, it has always been a world of no. And those specially invited stroked their worried chins, whispering to each other, it is so, it is so, as the no anthropologists traced the beginnings of no. But they all went home and dreamt of white geese flapping their wings, parting the ancient air. And so we take the energy of this poem, of that place of yes, and we allow the meditation to move us today. I still can't get over the way that it sounds with all of us wearing gloves, clapping. It sounds, it is, it does. It sounds like a very fancy tea party. Like everyone's being really polite. Thank you guys for that. So every year around this time, I end up giving somewhat of the same sermon about how much I hate New Year's resolutions. And I tell everyone that I dislike them because it's like they're just so complicated. And it's like setting these rules for ourselves that we're bound to constantly break. And there's all kinds of ways in which we're set up to believe there's something wrong with us that we have to fix. And New Year's is a great time to lay the guilt on around the chance we have to do it differently. And I just find it so interesting to watch this, because I don't know if you're on social media, but you can really see it start to show up with all of the diet culture that we are surrounded by, and all of the ads that I keep getting about all of the ways in which I can make myself better by making myself different than how I am. And I really started to think about it this year from this perspective of how is it that instead of constantly thinking of myself as somehow lacking or broken, that I move into this new year with an energy that says that that's not what I want to be looking at. Instead, I want to be looking at what more do I want to create? What is the essential nature of who I am, and how do I want to bring that forward more fully? Not because I'm broken or lacking, but because there's more of it available to me now than there ever was before. Because of all of the work and all of the insight and all of the wisdom of this last year, that we're going into this new one with a clarity about what's essential, I believe, uniquely this year than ever before. And I'm feeling it really deeply. And I keep thinking about this sense in which we're being called to collectively look at what is it that we want to bring forward into this new year. It's not that the new year changes that something necessarily. It's arbitrary, but there's this way in which we get to call forward something collectively if we're paying attention. And so I'm going to invite us into this today, and I actually left paper and pens out if anyone wanted to jot down notes at any point. But you know what? I actually also believe that the work we're going to do just in asking ourselves some questions today isn't necessarily the work that needs us to remember it in that way. And if we have to write it down, it might not be the essential thing of the year. And we're going to try and just get to that simple place inside of us that's not this overly complicated set of rules that we've set for ourselves because we think that's what our culture thinks that we're supposed to be like, or our world is supposed to look like. This is something else that we're doing together today. This is not goal setting. This is not about all the things that we need to do in the next year. This is about our beingness and what it is that we want to bring forward in that. And so I want to thank one of my social media friends and my real life friends, Atrulia, who lived here and then in Alaska, and now she's in the South somewhere. I always forget, one of the Knoxville, something like that. But she shared this beautiful poem by Maya Luna this week that really spoke to me about this getting back to this essential place. And so this is the piece. It's okay not to have New Year's resolutions. It's okay not to have big goals for your life. It's okay not to have plans you want to manifest. It's okay not to chase your dreams. That path is not for everyone. Some walk the path of unbecoming. They are traveling the road backwards, seeking the core, what is basic and essential, what has been there all along, though we may be headed in the same direction. Our spirals are mirror opposites. Some walk the path of the visionary, creating abundance and dancing inside a multiplicity of forms, and some walk the path of the serpent owl, becoming more and more naked, shedding layers of fantasy into the ash. Night sky sitting in the dark and seeing the way the wind moves. They do not walk in line or poise their arrow to the target. They sit at the bottom of the ocean and wait, letting the waves devour them. They are following the pulse of listening to silence like a tiger in the bush. waiting for existence to strike lightning into the fire of the heart. For this kind, nothing less will do. Some are opening the palms of their hands and unraveling to become less and less until they are no thing, to become the still point at the center of all you know who you are. Keep going. And so I love this idea that our paths are mirror images, and that in fact that we're probably doing both the dance of becoming and unraveling at the same time. And I was thinking about that this week, how there's all of these ways in which we're called to grow and expand, but all of these ways we're also asked to do the opposite, to destroy and to let go and shed. And that the two things exist at the same time in us, and that they often feel like they're at odds because it feels like they have to happen at the same time. And they can. But so often it feels as if we go in through these cycles that I've been talking about for the last few weeks, in which all of the shedding happens before the restoration can. And that the two are so intimately connected. And so every time I talk about like what it is that I want to create, or how intentional I want to be, I also have to be very intimately connected to what needs to be let go of. That those two things have to exist at the same time, or else we end up just creating over and over from where we've been. So every time I think about this, I come back to this story over and over again about that which is essential, and it's a parable. Once again, from Megan McKenna, one of my favorite storytellers, and she tells this story about a lion who had been caught by hunters and was caged and lost his freedom. His power was gone, but to his surprise, these hunters didn't kill him or skin him or put him into a zoo. Instead, he found he had been thrown into a concentration camp, a prison for lions. Not only that, he was surprised to find out so many other lions like himself in this camp, to find out that many had been there for years. In fact, most had settled into the routine of camp life, accepting their confinement as fact and reacting to it in a number of ways. For a while, he kept his distance and all of the others and just watched, listening to see what was going on. And there were 4 groups, he noticed, each distinctive in its reaction of being in this prison. The first group was interested in the past, what it was like to be a lion in the jungle. They tried to keep that experience alive for those who were born in captivity and had no experience of what life was like really for lions. They ritualized events, dances, songs, and initiation rites, trying to help the others remember who they were. The second group was basically the organizers. They had been there long enough to realize that the possibilities of getting free were slim at best. So it was up to them to make the best of a bad situation. So they organized the camp into areas, making sure that everyone had what they needed, that extras were shared evenly, and that newcomers were taught the lay of the land. The next group were the revolutionaries. They plotted and planned a way to escape, trained and kept in shape, and periodically a group made a rush for freedom, attacking the fence or the guards or trying to slip alone into the dark. Some died, some were wounded, some were put into solitary. These lions kept to themselves, away from the others in the camp. The last group seemed to be the largest of all. They were hard to peg or figure out. They lived as though they were all they had ever known was this, and counseled each other and set up programs of education and socialization, exercise, entertainment, and just ignored the fence and the guards. And after watching the interaction at the camp for a few weeks, the young new lion was wondering what to do, which group to join. He noticed one lion, though, who kept to himself and wasn't part of the group. This lion paced the fence back and forth incessantly, never deviating from the routine. He just kept moving. The young lion decided to fall in with this lion and see what he could learn. And he walked with him for a day or two and then tried to approach him. He was swatted and clawed and told to shut up. He picked himself up, wondering what he'd done wrong, and he watched and noticed that the other lions treated this one with respect, keeping their distance. Even the guards were more nervous and edgy around him and stayed out of his way. So he went back to walking and pacing with him, and after another couple of days, he asked again what he was doing. And again, he was slapped and clawed, but the third time he asked, the older lion stopped and eyed him directly, and then he answers, "What do you think I'm doing? I'm a lion. All the others have forgotten the one essential thing. This is a prison camp. I am studying the nature of the fence." And with that, the young lion fell in behind, and now there were two lions who were treated with respect, and they kept that one essential thing, which was freedom. And so I love this allegory because it feels so potent, especially in these times of change, where we can see these groups that we are part of, these ways in which we're part of those who are organizing. We are part of those who are revolutionizing. We are part of all of those different camps, the ones that want to pretend that it's not going on at all. And it's all inside of us. But there's also this part that's asking us to remember that one essential thing, to make sure that we're studying the nature of the fence, right? To make sure that we are in touch with that one essential thing. And I feel as if that when our focus is there, or I know for myself that when my focus is there in that place of that deeper question about that which is essential, that I'm actually able to get in touch with the real depth of wisdom and creative power that's inside of me and everywhere. And things start to look different from that perspective. So that's really the question today, is like, what is that essential thing for us? And not in some complicated, get my brain involved in this, but like, where is that one essential thing in us? And what do we need to let go of in order to embrace that more fully? And so one of the interesting things about this question, or questions in general, for me at least, is that I don't often get my answer right away, even though I want to. So I'll be sitting there and someone will be leading me in a process, and I'll be like trying to force it, but then it won't happen, or it won't feel right. And then a few days later, I will think I have forgotten about the question, and I'll be in the shower. Anyone else get shower wisdom? And then all of a sudden it'll be there. And so this is an invitation to not judge yourself too harshly about maybe whatever comes to the surface. But we're going to just take a few minutes together, because collectively asking questions does something I've found. And we're just going to give ourselves a moment to get in touch with the wisdom inside of us just right now, without getting into needing to think we have to get it right, or expecting it to sound or feel a certain way. And we're just going to ask our wisdom, what is essential for us in this new year? We're going to be gentle, and we're just going to listen for a few minutes. And so just not judging ourselves if it feels like nothing has arisen to the surface. So we're just going to allow that question to continue to be present in us, even if it's not in our conscious mind. So that as we move forward, we are able to understand our wisdom and hear it in this deeper way this year as we clear away to make sure we're available to that which is essential. Because when we're in touch with that, that's when there's no need to make resolutions. There's no need to think that we've been broken in any way that needs to be fixed. But instead, we just are in touch with that place inside of us that knows it's no mistake that we're here right now. And all of our being and doing can come out of that space. So we're just going to stay in this space of prayerfulness as we invite the band to come back up. As we sing into our prayer today, I'm just going to invite you to take that, whatever it is that's stirring in you, whether it's maybe a color or a sound or even a smell, an image. Maybe they're words, maybe not. And we're just going to allow ourselves to anchor in that which is essential. Because when everything else falls away, we remember who we are and why we're here, and nothing else matters. So please join me as we sing into our prayer.
Lifts us high, it heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. Our prayer of love lifts us high, it heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. Our prayer of love lifts us high, it heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. Our prayer of love lifts us high, it heals us, sustains us, sets us free.
And so as we breathe into our prayer of love today, I just recognize this holy opportunity to remember that which is essential. To remember that there are all kinds of things swirling and moving all around us, asking for our attention at all times. And deep within us is this essential nature that is begging for our attention. And so we let our focus go from the outside to the inside. And we let ourselves reveal more deeply that place of intentionality inside that knows exactly how to move from being into doing and back again, from creating and letting go at the same time. The unraveling and the shedding and the building. And I just hold this prayer that we create space that is big enough inside of ourselves to allow for our wisdom to emerge, whether it is here this morning or whether it takes time to rise to the surface. I just recognize that Spirit is truly big enough to contain this larger invitation into participating in being here in a new way, individually and collectively. And so not needing it to make sense to anybody else, or even needing necessarily to put that essential thing into words. I just know that it carries us forward into this new year with a depth that cannot be broken or denied. It simply is. And I let that love guide the way. And I let it be. And so it is.
Prayer of love lifts us high. It heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. Our prayer of love lifts us high. It heals us, sustains us, sets us free. Our prayer of love lifts us high. It heals us, sustains us, and sets us
Ah, thank you. It's fun listening to you guys play new stuff. I want to express my gratitude for all of the love and support that continues to be shown for this beautiful community. Thank you for bringing yourself here, and then thank you for watching online. If you're watching online, we have some baskets hanging from the trees if you'd like to make a financial contribution here in person. Also, onespiritualcenter.org has a place to make a contribution if you are called to help us continue doing what we do so beautifully around here. So thank you for that. I just have a few things to mention. One is just that we're used to being together to volunteer, and this is a community committed to that, and I just want to wait till our numbers look a little bit different than to continue to do that. So I wouldn't be able to live with myself if someone got sick while we were trying to care for other people. So let's just, we're going to hold off. And hopefully with the vaccine rollout and all of those things happening, we will have things looking differently soon. So we'll just keep our eyes on that. And then we will be able to do all kinds of things that we can't do now, including all those hugs I've been waiting for. Oh man, I miss hugging all of you and seeing you. Those of you I haven't not seen for so long, we miss you. So looking forward to that. And I believe that that's really all I have to say besides Happy New Year and love you and thank you, and let us sing.
Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's give thanks to the Lord, and we can feel alright. People get ready, there's a train a-comin'. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is Let's give thanks to the Lord, and we can feel alright. People get ready for that train to join, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and board out. There's room for all that loves one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's give thanks to the Lord, and we can feel alright. Thanks to the Lord, and we can feel alright.
We have one last blessing to sing to one another.
Go forth and walk in beauty, and know that we're all one. One, two, three, four, one.